Now, I know you guys out there love your Umbra Excals. I get that. I'm not going to judge you. Some of you are probably watching the video with your Umbra flip-flops on and your pajama pants with a belt around it with a belt buckle that says Umbra. Now, I'm not going to judge you any more than I already have. It's fine. Trust me, it's not. But listen, I'm going to tell you guys the difference between Umbra Excal and regular Excal and Equinox. So I'm going to go into a lot of different things to really kind of break down this frame. All right, so one of the main difference you guys are going to notice between Umbra Excal and regular Excal, oh my God, that is so weird to me. Listen, can we change the names? Can Umbra Excal be the Green Ranger? And can regular Excal be the Red Ranger? I mean, god dang, they're both Tommy. I'm confused. I don't know. Okay, back on track, right? Now, the Green Ranger, aka Umbra, one of the main difference you're going to notice with him is whenever you go into your operator, he is then going to become a Spectre, kind of like Equinox. So you guys are going to see the Equinox comparison here. Now, regular Excal, aka Red Ranger, still Tommy, doesn't do anything, does everything else just like regular frames. Okay, so let's get into breaking down Umbra's Spectre versus Equinox's Spectre. I'm going to tell you guys the pros and the cons, and then also weapon synergies that go into it. Now, this is the part that's kind of interesting to me, right? Because you guys know how much I love Equinox's duality. Now, with Umbra's Spectre, whenever you basically Umbra's duality, what's then going to happen is that whenever you switch into your operator, Umbra is then going to become a Spectre and go around and start killing things. The difference between Umbra's Spectre and Equinox's Spectre is that Umbra's Spectre can use abilities, but it only used 3. It only used 3 or 4. They didn't give you the Exalted Blade, fam. They didn't give you the Ichigo. You know what I'm saying? They didn't give you the Kurosaki, right? So you use Slash Dash, Radial Howl, and Javelin. Now, I will give it credit. It uses those abilities pretty frequently. I will tell you that. And from proper testing, one thing I did notice is that whenever you switch to the Warframe and switch right back out, he uses those abilities as soon as he kind of comes into the battle, which is pretty good, pretty good. And he uses Howl pretty frequently. Now, the first ability, which is Slash Dash, that is the great negative right there with me. That is the Moby Dick of this conversation. Whoa, Bailey, right? The problem with that is that he brings himself into danger with the Slash Dash and then goes over there and get wrecked. The problem also with that is that he gets your Sentinel killed. Oh, bro, I'm gonna need you to calm down. Now, Slash Dash is one of the worst abilities that a Spectre can actually use. Radial Howl, amazing, because you can switch into him to make him use Radial Howl, and then actually what you can do is, let's say you don't have any energy. If you don't have any energy, like all your energy is gone, you can switch to Excal, Umbra, and then he'll use Radial Howl because he doesn't take energy to use his abilities. Very, very dope right there. I was kind of like, getting some extra parts to that, to how I was thinking about it. I was like, okay, this is dope. I didn't have any energy, kept doing it, and he uses all of his abilities. So that's really cool. Now, the best ability is going to be Radial Howl, because once he blinds the enemies, he opens them up to finishers. One of the things that you can do is, like, let's say you have on Arcane Trickery and you're using Arcane Trickery then goes off. The problem that I notice is that while you yourself is controlling Umbra, you're invisible. You can go inside nullifier bubbles, you're invisible. The other problem is that while you switch to your operator, Trickery goes away and Umbra is no longer invisible. But if you hurry up and switch back to Umbra, you then yourself is back to being invisible. So he can't use arcanes, which was a little weird to me from what I noticed. I was like, that's different. Okay, that's a little bit different. Now, using abilities is good and bad. If he only used Javelin and Radial Howl, I would love him. But the fact that he uses Slash Dash and he puts you in a bad situation is very bad. He makes you lose health incredibly fast. He gets you killed a lot in higher levels. In medium to lower levels, he is godly. He brings you up to 30 minutes by himself, no problem. But in higher levels, you don't want him out there. But the problem is, as soon as you switch to your operator to, like, let's say go get life support, you're kind of in trouble because you have no control over him telling him not to move or not. I would love for him to have the regular Spectre operator things up there to where you can tell him hold position or follow. I feel like that should be included because he gets hurt a little bit too much and then you come back and you're just as hurt, okay? So that's one of the main things that I wanted to point out. Radio Howl does take away Sentience resistance, which is pretty cool, but come on now. How many times y'all fight Sentience? I mean, don't lie. Don't lie. Y'all know y'all don't fight Sentience like that. Weapon synergies that I would give this frame. It's the same exact way as Equinox's Duality, fam. So the same way you're going to use Equinox's Duality is the same way you're going to use this Spectre, which is Umbra. You're going to go with a Zard.
Oh, I just knew he was going to say that, man. That's why I clicked off the video. I already knew he was going to say.
Hold up, bro. Chill. You want weapons that give you CC, but has high damage. The cool thing about the Spectres is that they're going to use every mod that's on your weapon. So if you have an OP weapon, they're going to do some crazy damage. But the difference is that they both have the same meters of awareness. Now, Equinox's clone can shoot enemies all the way up to 300 meters in the plane with the cone. Excal can do the same thing. But the difference is that Equinox's clone has way more damage because it gets 300% extra damage. So that's pretty lit, okay? That's pretty lit. Now, I will definitely pick Equinox's clone over Excal's Spectre. The reason why is because the clone doesn't use abilities. The clone doesn't put itself in danger. The clone, when it takes damage, you do not take any of that damage. Also, the next thing is, while you have Duality out there, your other form is fighting with 300% extra damage. It's doing crazy damage, and you yourself can use your abilities to buff its damage, CC the enemies, and you got way more flexibility. Now, if you're going to be playing Umbra Excal and focus on the Spectre, you have to have your focus schools maxed out. You have to have those waybounds and everything together to where you can dash through Excal, heal them, or you can dash through the enemies, group them together, or CC the enemies for Excal to be able to do crazy damage. Now, like I said, the weapon synergies that you're going to want is weapons with crazy amount of damage and CC at the same time. So something like the Zar,
I just knew he was going to say it again.
Or something like the Staticore, which is really, really dope. Okay, so you want to put those things together. Now, one of the things with Equinox's Spectre versus Umbra's Spectre, which is different and weird at the same time, kind of messed with me a little bit while I was playing, is this. Equinox's Spectre is, let's say I have my secondary weapon in my hand, right? If I have my secondary weapon in my hand and then I switch to my Spectre, like I activate my Spectre, what's going to happen is that my Spectre then comes out with the secondary weapon in his hand as well. So whatever weapon I have upon casting the ability, he comes out with that weapon. But nah, fam, Umbra be draking me with the Drake hands, be like, nah, not today, fam. I do what I want. So if I have my secondary weapon in my hand and I activate and I go into my I go into my operator, Umbra comes out with the Zar.
I mean, I'm happy. I'm very, very happy, but
fam, I want you to use the secondary weapon. Okay, he does not use the weapon you make him use. He used whatever weapon he wants to use, which is always going to be the primary. I would not advise you guys using regular assault rifles. He is going to die too quick. The armor value at a high level that you think, quote unquote, think you have with him will get you washed like a paper bag. Okay, I'm just saying, that's just how it goes. Now, if you have to choose between the two, the casting abilities, the only thing I'll give Excal is the Howl and Javelin, but not more so Javelin, but Howl is the best one because you get finishers, extra damage. You have a Zenny out there, you can do all that, but you have to have a really powerful operator. If your operator isn't maximized, if your operator isn't out here gathering together his Reishi and his chakra and doing summoning jutsus like, then you're not strong enough to be using Umbra Excal. And that's just how it goes. I'm just being honest with you guys. You got to really have it together with the right weapon synergy and the right focus schools and everything put together to really get the maximum use of that Warframe. Now, the 300% range is there for both Spectres. They both have built-in enemy sense to where they see enemies through the surface, but they cannot shoot at them. It kind of makes them look derpy, but they're not. Okay. Now, the removal of arcane trickery with Umbra kind of rubbed me the wrong way. I was like, fam, I'm going to need you to chill. Okay. Now, the other thing that I wanted to point out is that Equinox gives you 300% extra damage, You can buff it, you can synergize with it. It does so much more. It uses the weapon you want it to use. It follows you always. It does not leave your side. And the cool thing about both of them is that explosive weapons that can kill you, they don't take any damage from explosive weapons. But something that I want to point out, certain weapons kind of like the Torrid with the clouds and stuff that you can shoot out there, they can actually hurt you. Same thing with Umbra Excal. They can actually hurt you at times with the cloud. So that's a little bit weird. You want to get away from that, okay? And that's one of the main things with Equinox, why I don't really use a Torrid with the Duality clone as much, because sometimes it has it to where the cloud can actually hurt you and kill you. So you always want to look out for that. It's always one of your friends, man. Always look out. Your closest enemy sometimes is yourself. Oh my God. I'm my worst enemy, okay? So I know when you guys are using these frames, especially in solo instances, I know most of you are spawning into missions just thinking to yourself, it's just me, myself, and I. That's all I got in the end. That's what I found out. I'm just saying. So that's the main thing between Equinox and Umbral Spectres. Just wanted to point that out for you guys. I mean, other than that, it's cool. But for higher level missions, Equinox's Duality Spectre is going to be way better. One is an augment and one is an operator passive. Okay? One is crazy and one don't talk back to you. I'm just saying. Remember, one choked you out on your ship. Just saying, if you're in an abusive relationship and somebody put their hands on you, I'm just saying, you might want to leave, okay? And I remember that sacrifice quest to where he put his hands on me, and I was traumatized. Okay? So that's all I really got for you guys. Hope that you guys enjoyed. I definitely wanted to do the comparison and the review between both. Umbral Excal versus Excal. I'll still probably go with the Umbra one over the regular Excal. That's just my thing. As far as everything else with the Equinox versus Umbra Excal, Equinox, hands down, 300% extra damage. The clone is ridiculous. It listens to you. It stays there. It doesn't go out of trouble. It doesn't give trouble to where the teachers call home, hey, your son's acting up again. I told him not to act up again in school. I'm going to be there in 5. Okay? All right, guys. Hope that you guys enjoyed. Please give the video a thumbs up if you guys learned anything, or if you guys, like the content. You know what I'm saying? I love you guys. Please take care. Have an amazing day, and I'll catch you guys later on the next Warframe video. Daily uploads, man. Hope that you guys like it. Daily uploads.